Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and this time around we are once again back competing in the WILVER Racing BMW M2 Cup. This time around we are at Oulton Park. We're doing the full layout here. This British circuit is obviously quite a challenging one, mainly because of the elevations. So it's got the tight corners, very little overtaking opportunity if you don't get a good toe in. And well, as you can see here, it was absolute chaos in the beginning. We're starting P17. With no qualifying lap, and well, here we go then, all ready to go. Slow down a little bit there over the hill, and then we get hit from behind. So yeah, immediately gotta get into the pits, and that is not a great way to start your race right there. I don't know exactly how that's happened in the first place, but yeah, that definitely was a little bit weird, because we had to brake for the car ahead of us, and when we did so, we just got completely ran behind, so just not keeping enough distance, I suppose. And yeah, that's gonna be not the start we were ultimately hoping for. I think we can agree on that one, right? But yeah, after a while, we're able to get the car going, and we're able to start with the race then. And yeah, we are already quite far behind here at Oulton Park. We still see other drivers into the pits too. So yeah, here we go then, driving in the middle of nowhere. We've got a lot of time. Maybe we'll be able to catch him. We're gonna see how it goes. See, BMW M2 Cup is a car that we have driven now for a fair bit. It's in the rookie series. It's definitely one of those cars which you could. Well, nice. In here we catch the field. At least the first driver, which we pass nicely like that. Obviously we've got way more to do. Here we find ourselves lap 3. Looks like one's finally managed to catch on. And it looks like we're gonna get a restart behind the safety car. That actually gives an opportunity to get back to racing. And indeed, we are going at it. And this time around, the start's a lot cleaner. We, at least, well, it looks like we can't get hit from behind. And here we are, underway. It's a drag race over to the first corner. But obviously the car to the right of us here finds himself on the inside line, so he's going to be able to overtake us. It's Patrick Rich who goes right ahead of her. And, well, that is quite a good start to the race in terms of how clean. It's just a car going off in the background into the sand trap. It's at the cost and kind of cut across the entire way. It's going to cost a lot of time and a little bit of a contact between the drivers ahead of us here. And these three are fighting really hard, which means we are able to drive straight towards them and get involved. And that's a driver going off. That is going to be Tim Sullivan finding himself off. That is not a good look whatsoever, and he's going to be finding himself facing the wrong way into the bend. Ah well, we continue the race. Ahead of us is Jamie Jarrett right now, Skechers livery. Kind of know that one by heart by now. And there he goes into the grass himself. He's going to touch that barrier ever so slightly. Was kind of hard to see on the TV cam that we have onto the right. And for the people new to the channel, you can also see the motion cam here to the left. And no more drivers are going off there. We're going to be able to catch up. I think that is Thomas Alderton. That is indeed Thomas Alderton, who goes right off. Finds himself, fortunately, quite far behind now. And now it is time for us to try and see if we can get closer. I know before I said it was the full layout. It's actually not. There is still one longer one, but we are doing the longest way on the second part of the track. But we are able to skip the first one. Probably more iconic corner on this circuit, right? The one where you have to do that hairpin. There's a little bit of elevation, a little bit of banking. And oh, we make a mistake. That allows Thomas Alderton to get really close up right now. And we brake early, and he wasn't ready for it. And that is going to be quite the incident right there. We're finding ourselves into the barrier, and well, I think eventually able to continue the race as if nothing's even happened, but that is not a good look whatsoever. And we're gonna have quite a bit of time here that's taken away. There we go. Go at it again. In the end, we managed to finish the race. The 13 it's going to be. Not the best race from us here, but yeah, the incidents just were too far off, and that's going to cost them. Quite a shame, but that is what it is. P13 is the final result right here. We're finding ourselves with 10 incident points. Obviously no safety rating involved in this one, but it's still a shame to see it happen this way. Highlights of the race then. Let's see how it's gone for the rest of the field, because I assume there were more that had some problems. We're going to find out. We are at least going to be starting it off, and once again we see the start. Ullman is Bardic Rich finding himself over, and it's going to be Ronald Allen. He's immediately going for that overtake, and very successful at that. Able to take that position. This is what happened to us then. So we're finding ourselves kind of towards the back here. We brake and it just looks like he... Oh, yeah, that is not a great way to do it. Tina Ramsey just completely unaware of what's going on and crashes. And yeah, that is the first driver into the pits already. That is not a good look right there. But at least the rest of the field went on better. Although I say that, we see... quite the wide line there from Chris Ellison. David Schultz goes right by. Michael Kelly also does. And Jason Beckby was the last one of the three to get along. And we see quite a few drivers taking some sketchy lines. And that includes Jamie Jarrett, who then gets punted from behind. And he gets T-boned. Completely spun around. That's not a good look. That's number 16, Genesis Williams. Now aboard with Patrick Rich. Then it is Chris is going for a bold move down the inside. And he's managing to make that stick. That is quite an impressive move, I have to say. Absolutely stunning. And then eventually, oh, there's contact. And that's a very big crash for both Brave Christensen and Thomas Alderton, who definitely was involved in a lot of incidents this race. Let's see what that looks like again from a TV cam. Just slamming into the wall and then into each other again. And then even taking out another driver. Well, drivers were more like passengers, not able to control the car at all. That's what it looks like again. Yeah, just fortunate. 97, just not in the right place at the right time, unfortunately. A big crash. Both of them. Reset to the pits. Driver still continuing. It's Thomas Alderton. Is going to be trying to stay out, but obviously would have to come in as his steering geometry doesn't have much left here. Here we see, ooh, yeah, that is more content, and that's how that happened then. Oh, yoy. Shame, really. Greg Bond just, well, I mean, he had some contact before this and now finds himself just stuck here. Letting the majority of the drivers by before he's able to continue. And so here there already was, you know, quite hard fighting going on. And I think he bump drives him a little bit. Eventually something to line. He almost pitted the driver ahead of him, but then he just gets collected himself. And yeah. Ooh, then on the rejoin. I didn't even see that before. Yeah, that's why you hold your brakes. Let others find your way around. And oh my. That's not a good look. So many drivers involved into incidents now. So, see, there's only one good thing to do. And that is at this point, safety car. Harley Earnshaw to come out. LDHL livery. Because everything is sponsored, obviously. Please bring me my packages. I've been waiting for a long while now. Maybe this is why. Yeah, so safety car coming out. Harley Earnshaw. And that also means that some drivers will be allowed to unlap themselves, which we're going to see in a couple moments. That's what this was then. Makes a lot more sense. And indeed, driving slowly, able to get by. Nothing even happened, and then what? Eventually we see some rejoins here. Patrick Rich. Let's repair this car. He wants to get back to racing. He's been in there for quite a while. Which is good to see. Let's see how the rest is going to be looking. Eventually we see drivers getting back into position. And here we see a historic moment for Wilver Racing. Harley Earnshaw leading the field. Although, maybe not completely fair, as he is the safety car and people aren't allowed to pass him. But yeah, pretty rare. That is what we're finding ourselves off right now. Here we go then. Looking to get back to racing again. Pretty soon. As for now, we gotta wait. Gotta find the right moment. I think it's gonna be pretty soon here. I think we should soon be getting back to go as the safety car comes in. And after leading for almost 2 entire laps, Harley Earnshaw's decided that is enough. Comes into the pits to retire from racing. And now going at it again. It's going to be Ronald Allen leading the pack. There he goes. Just waiting for the right moment to get on the throttle. And it's going to be leading coming into this. Behind him is Brev Christensen. Looking to find the right moment, but also swerving quite a little bit there. Quite the curbs being eaten right there by Ronald Allen, but the car seems to handle it just fine. Here is that Brev Christensen still attacking. He unfortunately goes too wide and is going to have to get onto the grass. That allows some drivers to go by. Cal Fransen, maybe some more. Looks like he'll just about be able to hold on there, but that's also very, very close. Now here, quite a big battle and big contact here between Tim Sullivan and Jackson Fishel. Using a front bumper was Sullivan right there. And now we see Jackson Fishel together with Michael Ferguson. Brev Christensen goes back a position, but then tries to dive down the inside and seems to be very successful at that. Makes his way by nicely. He's going to be finding himself on a drag race towards the next corner. This island is now going to be quite a battle on. Oh my. And it seems to be, as if it will then be the order. We are aboard with the Steve McDonnell car, and it is the Logitech car of Craig Bond going down the inside, and seems to be very successful at that. But he's got to leave space. They are still side by side, and the exit seems to be better by the Bilstein sponsored car. Obviously, that's inspired by the livery of Jimmy Broadbent during the 24 hours of the Nürburgring, which he always races in. Or, well, just the NLS in general, really. All seems okay for now. There is a big, big mistake on the braking point. As Tim Sullivan once again making a mistake. Genesis Williams finds himself, well, now a little bit of damage, but this man, Sullivan, is not really having the race that he wants to. Able to continue his race, but yeah, the car just doesn't sound as healthy anymore as was to be expected, really. There we see the incident then. Board with some Matisse. A couple drivers goes by. We do see some moves being made already, and it's Jamie Jarrett still ahead, who's now being chased. And obviously, if you've seen this from the POV of Sven before, you'll know exactly what happens. He seems to be taking his line nicely, goes too wide, gets on the throttle, and the car decides, you know what, I want to go that way. When it does so, he finds himself standing still. Now, unfortunately, loses out on quite a few positions, as he's just going to have to deal with all along the way. This is the very green car of Michael Ferguson. We're aboard with Jackson Fishel. Maybe a move down the inside here. He is very successful. You see already 2 battles happening behind us. And in the end, well, we don't see what's happened right there afterwards. But still, this battle very much going on here. It's chaos everywhere. And there's contact between Thomas Alderson and I believe that was Genesis Williams. That's not a good sign. Interesting livery. That also. Yeah, big contact. I think that was actually Jason Begbie now that I look at it again. And he finds himself spinning. Is what it looks like again from Thomas Alderson's POV. He's driving quite fast. Cuts onto the... Yeah, onto the grass. And then just can only really use the car behind him as a cushion. One more driver going off very aggressively behind him. Someone managed to pull up pretty sick drift. Maybe playing a drift sim isn't too bad after all. Able to continue. Here is a battle. This is Williams together with Patrick Rich. Williams leading, but he goes off. And yeah, just... I was about to say, how has he kept that out? Yeah, he's just about managed to slip and slide his way through there. Keeps the car under control. That is pretty impressive. Here, Jackson Fishel comes in, decides to service drive-through penalty, which he's gotten to all the incident points. That's how things are bound to look from that point on. Able to continue. As if nothing ever happened in the first place. It's going to cost him a couple seconds, of course, to get back into it, but that's just what you have to deal with. All is okay. Here we see a big battle here between Thomas Alderton and Chris Ellison. Alderton dives down the inside. Very successful move and a clean one at that, which is arguably as important. Michael Kelly then with a very brave dive bomb, but that does not work out whatsoever. He would never have made that corner. Steve McDonald is unfortunately the victim of that one. And look at this. He just wouldn't have made the corner. No shot. And that is just not a good look right there. I have to admit. Shame, really. That is just what it is. And finding himself backwards, unfortunately. He's able to continue the race, but once again, damaged car. So many drivers goes by. Rest of the field's now been passed, and it looks like he's decided, you know what, I am going to stop after Michael Kelly gets into the pits. Jason Begbie then. Ooh, contact with Chris Ellison. Spins around. Is going to make his way back to the track, or no, he's come to a stop now, and then is deciding that he is going to be toggling back into the pits too. Now here is a battle between Chris Ellison together with Jackson Fishel. And Fishel now on the outside. No, inside it's going to be. Goes for the dive. Chris Ellison prioritizes his exit and I hope to get a switch back on. But no, the gap's already way too big and won't be any more happening. Here we see then the little bit of a curb hit right there, but it looks like he's managed just fine. There's contact. Oh no. And that is Thomas Alderson hitting Sven Matisse. And continues to race after making sure that Sven is still alive. Yeah, not a good look right there, I have to say. There is that contact, and boom, into the wall he goes. Oh my. Something you never wish you saw happening. Here is that contact again then. Car definitely not in the best spot right there. Able to continue, but I was with a very, very damaged car at that point. Eventually we go back into it again. There is a big battle here between Brave Christensen and Cal Fransen. It's Fransen currently in the lead. Christensen seems to have picked up pace though, and he obviously is a driver that's pretty quick. He's just had his fair share of, misses and some moments where it was maybe a little bit unpredictable. Bad exit by Franson allows them to go side by side, but he's still covering the inside line, so actually getting by might prove a little bit tricky here. And well, looks like Franson still got it. Gotta make sure the exit's right though, because it is still quite the straight up towards the second section here, which is quite a few tight turns, and it's pretty easy to defend your position like that, but you gotta make sure you're on the right line. And Brave Christensen looks for a move, but decides, you know what, this is not worth it. This is not worth the risk I'm about to take for it. So he's gonna be deciding, just wait a little bit longer, see if he can get another opportunity on. There's another driver going quite wide. It's Craig Bond. Well, it looks like he's taken out with quite a bit of speed, and he's not making that, unfortunately. There is a big crash coming into the wall. Somehow actually onto the track again, but that car is not in good place. I mean, look at what's happened to the steering alignment. It's looking more like a drift car, if anything. Once again, finds himself going off, just trying to make it by. The left front wheel is blocking completely. And yeah, he wants to make it to the pits, of course. Try and see if he can salvage anything off this here, but I'm surprised the car's even running. There he goes for another spin again. This is dangerous for the other drivers too now, and he finds himself, unfortunately, once again going off. He continues as if nothing happened. And not a great ride there, I have to say. That is just what happens though. Your way through, and we're going to be seeing him once again looking to make it to the pits, but just look at how he's trying to steer into that corner. The car just isn't steering at all, and he hits the wall head on yet again. Now there's smoke coming out of it. Is that then the end of the engine? I think it is. And he wouldn't be able to make it back, which is not a good look right there. Indeed, that is the case. Then we see Carl Franson going off. If Christensen goes right by, I'm glad he's been managing to keep that under control. That's rather impressive. Yeah, chaotic stuff right there. We'll be seeing how this goes then. But yeah, it looks like he's back into the pits right there. We continue as if nothing happened. No, it is just not the greatest race for a lot of those drivers, right? Thomas Allerton with a drive-through just now. Ron Allen, however, will take the win. And will do so rather convincingly. See Brave Christensen, after a hard-fought race, is going to be coming in second place. And then we see Carl Franson in P3. Michael Ferguson right behind. A solid race from him. And actually pretty frustrated about it because he just slams the car into the wall. No, you can't do that here. There's no consequences, but still wouldn't recommend it. There's now a little bit of a slide, and that is Tim Sully-Sullivan in last position already crashed this car. Desperate to make it to the finish line. I see this in the final two corners now, but yeah, he's come to a standstill. He's just gonna have to keep going like this. There it is. Qualifying hot lap from Patrick Richard. 1:30.029. Let's see how this is going to be going then. I wonder. First of all, you can see that he's quite confident, which is something that we have been lacking. Feels like. At least when it comes to being consistent. And well, coming into this very tight right-hander here. Gonna go into second gear. And you can take quite a bit of curbing there. I've noticed this during the open wheeler that they raced here. The rookie... No, it wasn't the rookie 1600 series, I believe it was. The advanced one, the D-Class one. But regardless, can actually take quite a bit of curb there. And it seems like he's nailing his 9s. You got to be careful here that you don't go too wide on the exit. You carry a lot less speed. If you don't take your line well. Seems like they're all managing. Which is good to see. This is now going to be the third gear, pushing up hard. Keeping the revs high, and there it is then. There it is then. That is going to be the second race coming up now. Feature race once again, 25 minutes this time around. And a reverse grid as we start with. So that's going to be fun, honestly. We'll see what that brings. We're in a better position, a reversed position that we started in. We're going to be finding ourselves here taking it easy into turn 1. We don't want to be causing any accidents. Looking to keep this position in nicely. Got to make sure you don't go too wide, but it looks like we've managed nicely. Oh, there's a spin. We definitely got touched there from behind. Yeah, I think that was Jamie Jarrett right there. Be careful with the rejoins though. Yeah, that is chaotic start again. It seems that we're once again getting involved, which is a shame really. See, not what we want to achieve here. We continue trying to make our way back to the rest of the field. Some big incidents happening in the beginning here. It's just not a good look at all. We continue. Nothing ever happens. We're gonna see how it goes. Let's now find out how this is going to be going. Well, we once again go too wide. Not great. So yeah, it's just one of those races, I think, where nothing's really happening. Now, going into it again. Looks like we have caught up to the field here on lap number 2. It looks like we are ready to go here. Here we are then. And there we go. Ready for the restart. We see some drivers driving very slowly on the beginning. Greg Bond goes right by. And here we see also that Ronald Allen's going to be joining us in that. So yeah. Now we are continuing. This time in a safe fashion, but we are all the way behind, obviously. Was allowed to take that position. And again, there's a driver facing the wrong way. So yeah, it's messy. It's Thomas Alderton this time around. We also see Michael Kelly. Not really up to any good. These are easy positions that we're gaining. Now trying to get closer to the drivers ahead of us then. We see some smoke coming out. That is going to be one car coming to a stop. A second car coming to a stop right there. Carl Franson, I believe that was. There's also more Craig Bonds driving slowly. We also passed Carl Franson, Tim Sullivan, and then also now Ronaldo making a mistake. Goes right off. And we see David Chalk now also finding himself, unfortunately, off the track. And we're gaining so many positions. Oh my. Now we're leading above these, but we go too wide. And luckily are able to get the car eventually onto the straight. But we're losing back positions now. I don't think we got hit there by Jamie Jarrett, but there's a chance we might if we're going to see it in the replay eventually. We do lose a couple here. Later on. This Carl Franson standing there on the right side. We go right by him. Jamie Jarrett. He's our next target here. Looks like so for all is good right there. Actually, speaking of the devil, there he is. He's gone off and might have damaged his car right there. Later on, we do see that we need to push quite hard to stay with us. Look at the rear view mirror. There's a driver there, and that is going to be one way to fortunately make a mistake and let him by. There he goes. Patrick Rich goes right by. Solid move right there. It's looking all so good. We continue as if nothing's ever happened. Obviously, we do now see that we are going to be finishing the race in P6, which is quite a good result right there. Thomas Alderton finishing right behind in P7. That brings us to the feature race highlights. Let's see how it's going to be going for the rest of the field. That's what I'm curious about. But yeah, P6 not bad at all. So here we go again. Highlights of the race. Plenty of incidents happening, I think. Here we are then. Start from Jason Beckby, who's leading right now. It's Craig Bond behind him in the Logitech car. Not going for a cent, but he has upset the car with the curbs coming out. That is now going to be quite a way to start your race then. Here is what it looked like. Yeah, the car just upsets. And then big crash happening. And then more contact. This is what it looked like then at the back of the field. It's going to be Carl Franson. Goes by Michael Ferguson. And I think that is the most seat car again. Mr. Rich, there's contact. There's a big... I was actually going to say a big accident coming up. Maybe not yet, but then Michael Ferguson goes the wrong way, crashing into the car that was already waiting there of Craig Bond. Here's what that looks like again. Oh my. That is just so unfortunate. And just look at the absolute chaos here. So many drivers involved, right? And you just can't help it, it feels like, you know? Shame, really, for drivers going off right there. Gotta keep it what it's worth. You know, it's just one of those races where you want to make sure you can keep it clean. That's Sven Matisse going off. You already saw that one coming. Yeah, more contact than between. Well, first of all, Sven Matisse, but there were multiple drivers going off right there. Here we see, Carter, you guys will know by now, Michael Ferguson. Oh, there's a rejoin. That's maybe not the smoothest. And he crashes then. Oh no. That is so uncomfortable. And yeah, indeed, we do see some more contact to the back too. It's Ronald Allen. I think Steve McDonald. And oh, there is once again a driver that's gone very much off right there. Yeah, that's not great. Not at all. In fact, it's rather the opposite. He's finding himself now kind of stuck here. Ellison is in the breaking point. Many drivers going by, of course. Was to be expected. And at least the race continues as is. But yeah, the damage just too much. Once again, we see the safety car coming into action. That is Hardy Earnshaw. Making his way out and finding himself now waiting for what appears to be the right moment to strike. We're gonna see if that's actually the case. I mainly wonder how exactly this was planned. Yeah, bad luck for some of the drivers before. All the drivers now getting back together. So we're compacting the field again. Get some good racing in, which is going to be fairly interesting. This now is going to be quite uncomfortable for many drivers involved. I don't know exactly what the plan is going to be here. But I can guarantee you one thing. It is definitely not a race we'll forget quickly. The field is back together. We are bound to get back to racing. There things are going to get a little bit more intense, I feel like. Now let's see what else will be happening. As the race is once again underway here, we see already Greg Bunce took a couple positions. Now here's Ronald Allen, who goes by David Chalk nicely. Thomas Elderton now chasing the leader, Jason Begbie. He's having a race where definitely knows exactly what to do. You know, here we see that he's also going off. Oh no, is he going to make the corner? No, there's contact between the two. And oh my. It is just going to be once again one of those races, it feels like. Where once again, the same drivers who got involved into incidents early on. But eventually, the races continue. There is, well, once again, Michael Kelly then facing the wrong way. Able to continue, but it's got to take a different route. Here we go. Now big contact probably happened here too. No, actually to keep it clean, surprisingly. It is Genesis William getting fought Pretty hard. There's the scent from Craig Bond. Goes down the inside. Looking to stay out. Will be able to get the overtake done into the corner. Very successful at that. Seems to be keeping things clean nicely. There is contact. A little bit, but it seems like everybody's making it through nicely. This is now going to be 4 drivers taking it very hard for the second position. Oh! There's contact for the number 10 car. Eventually here we once again see the monster car out there. Let's see what they can do then. Driver going around. Michael Ferguson going for the pass right there. Very successful. Makes things clean. You know, that might just be the move that he was looking for. But if it's going to be enough, well, only time will tell. Here then, a big battle. Greg Bond, Genesis Williams, once again fighting. Maybe a move coming out soon. There it is, sent down the inside. Successful. We're really seeing some hard but clean racings from time to time. But it's just a shame. It's been accompanied by so many incidents. From time to time we see, you know, a lot of drivers get touched, find themselves into barriers and such. Which is a shame because if we only had racing like this, then it would be a really, really impressive lobby. Well, that line goes for the sent down the inside in the braking zone. To the hairpin. A little bit of contact on the exit there, but both drivers keep it kind of safe. Looks like it's a done deal. That would be a 0x to begin with, so no big deal. And also your friendly reminder that if you're liking the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe. We've got plenty of videos coming up. Here we have the battle for second position, and Dection Fizzle currently leading it. It is Craig Bond in P3, and then behind is Genesis Williams. All together fighting very hard, not giving each other an inch. They're bumper to bumper. Sent? No, not really, but 2 drivers definitely underestimating the corner there. Then the Logitech driver can't really keep it behind. Now we also see the driver behind who's looking to catch. And this is now a 4-way battle for P2 if that gap can get closed on the straight, which is most likely will thanks to the slipstream. Coming into the final sector of the circuit. It still is the same OnlyFans sponsored car leading. There's now contact between Craig Bond and then unfortunately collected. Big crash from the drivers behind. We're looking to take an offline to make sure to avoid it. But unfortunately the car is now on that line. And that is going to be a massive crash with so many drivers involved. There we see Mr. Christopher go down too. And that is just, yeah. Race over for some of them. Nina continues to go of himself. Here's what it looked like on the inside. Yeah, so they're seeing this happening. And then you just see there's just no spot left to really go. And yeah, he managed to get the car slowed in time. The drivers behind him couldn't. He eventually will be able to take those positions nicely, while keeping the car relatively free. I think there was only a slight bit of contact there, if anything at all. This is some good awareness. But yeah, there just wasn't a gap no matter where you look. Al Franson finds himself into the barrier. Then contact between them. Oh my. Yeah, it just isn't great, is it? They continue. Now there is more coming up. You know, more replays of the same things happening. That is Ronald Allen coming into the pits later on. It's actually David Chalk that went too wide, I realized. So let's have a look at that one too. He's going by nicely. So it was quite intense so far. Now let's see. There's more to come. So here we go again then. Here we go then. One more driver going off. And as I said, well, it is going to be David Chalk. Greg Bond goes by. Then we see Sven Matisse also joining in on the action. Can't blame him. Alderton now. Good to get by. David Chalk was in the white car. There is that move, but the curb is going to eat him alive. A similar mistake, and then, well, he just goes off. And we see more drivers just getting involved. Here we continue. Here we go. More contact, big hits into the wall. Yeah, Greg Bond just getting involved. Oof, that is just once again such a big crash on the region. Then he decides to reset. You know, I would be done too. It makes a lot of sense. Here is Michael Kelly, Patrick Rich coming up closer. Looks like all is good for now then. Eventually we do see Michael Kelly getting past, but for now Patrick Rich looking to pull away. And oh no, David Chalk is gonna be leaving a gap there. David Chalk. That's Michael Ferguson go. And Thomas Alderton in the damaged car no less. Still going strong. There we see it happening. Eventually they rejoin. All is good. We see that there's still quite a few battles going on right there. Once again, your friendly reminder that if you like iRacing content or maybe even ours, would appreciate a follow on the YouTube, so subscribe would be very nice. We also do EA Sports WRC. If you are interested in that kind of content, feel free to. That is definitely also going to be a very fun one. And well, we participate in Amigos Racing League there, which is actually something that I, Mr. Voiceover, do host. So if you're interested in that, check out those videos and then go to the description. Make sure you follow along. As for now, the battle is still far from over. We see the Mosi car getting involved again. No move just yet here. The all white car not able to do it. Here's Sven Matisse then. Getting pushed by, I believe that is Jamie Jarrett once again. And he goes off. Sven Matisse that is. Jamie Jarrett now looking to get by. Also Tim Sullivan getting involved. There he goes, way too wide. There it is then. This is going to be quite the race still then. As still we see more battles coming out here. Sullivan going down the inside for P4. Jamie Jarrett doesn't really defend it that hard. Now we see that's Cal Franson. Loses the control and then hits it so hard head on. This engine decides, you know what, this is enough. I'm not going to be racing anymore. Quite a shame really, but that is race over for Cal Franson right there. He teleports back to the pits and that's that one then. This is Patrick Rich. Going to get by Thomas Alderton right now, the number 17. It looks like he is holding on with the damaged car for now. Maybe move down the inside then. Eating the curbs. The car somehow stays stable. I don't know exactly how he does that, but he has just done it. Seems to have made it work. Jamie Jarrett then finding himself chasing but losing control. It's the barrier rather hard, and you can see Sven Matthijs coming out in the background. There it is. You see the car of Michael Kelly letting the leader by right there. Jason Beckby has been pushing like a maniac. Eventually we see them all go off. Patrick Rich making his way by. Here's Ronald Allen. Good to get by David Schalk here in the all-white car. But can he do so? Wants to give it a go. Isn't there just yet. It's going to be eventually Jason Beckby taking victory. It's a well-deserved victory right there. Immediately afterwards is going to be the number 2 car following along. And this is Williams in P2, that is then. And then it's just a matter of waiting for P3 to come in. So Matthijs finishing P6. But here is Steve McDonald, P3. Mainly trouble-free. He manages to come over the finish line in an impressive state. So, yeah, it is going to be quite the event right there. Now, let's have a look at the standings after all. Here are the points. Carl Franson leads. Sven Matthijs P7, 33 points. So, quite a good halfway through finish. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I most definitely have. Next week, we are at the Red Bull Ring. And I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.